Farming is a good way to make a little extra money and to gain a little XP on the side. You're going to want to take your best herb you can do or any herb you can afford, and you're going to want to take a seed. In this case, I'm using snapdragon seeds and marigold seeds because those give the best profit for me. Now, whenever you farm a patch, you're going to want to use super compost because A, it makes your plants survive more, and B, you yield more, especially from the herbs. You can only get one max per marigold, but definitely with the herbs, you get more yield from that. In order to get the super compost, you can A, buy it off GE, or you can make it yourself, and I will show you that later in this guide, by growing a palm tree seed. If you looked at my last guide, you saw the Manage Your Kingdom. One of the seeds you get is a palm tree seed. You can plant it in the spaces, get a maximum of 6 coconuts per 6 hours, 1 coconut an hour, and you can put those after you emptied out the coconut milk, save the coconut milk aside, put the empty coconut shell in the compost bin, and you need 15 of those. You wait a few minutes, or wait an hour or so, 15 minutes or whatever, and then you will receive 15 super composts. It's an easy way, it's free, it's good. Now this farming patch, you can only get after completing My Arm's Big Adventure. And you're going to want to use your best seed on this patch because it will never die. Let me stress this patch will never die. So it's advised that you do still use super compost on that because it will increase your yield. And that you do use your best seed because My Arm will look after your herb and it will not die. Now when you teleport to Draenor, right there's going to be a bank where you want to bank your excess buckets or your teleports that you're not going to need anymore, just for your banking needs. And then you're going to want to run to the Draenor patch. If you don't need to bank or whatever, you just want a faster trip, you can always use a Lumbridge Activity Diary ring and cabbage port right into the cabbage patch up here and get there a lot faster. Now the four patches in total are Canifis, Draenor, Catherby, and Ardy, and then including the 5th one, Trollheim, after the quest. 4 coconut patches are Catherby, Ardy, after you take the boat to Karamja, the elf Letlia after you completed Morning's End Part 1, the Gnome Stronghold, and the Tree Gnome Village. And you're going to want to just use after you clean them or whatever, use them on the gnome. He will give you banknotes. It's a lot easier to handle and a lot easier for you to see what your average is, how much profit you're making, whatever. Now again in Catherby, you have the option of banking at the bank right to the south, if you need to. If not, continue on with your farm run. And while we're here in Catherby, after I complete all my doings, we're going to take a trip down to the spot where everybody fishes, and we're going to go to the tree spot, and we're going to loot our first coconuts. Now, like I said, you can get 1 coconut per hour, so it's best to just wait 6 hours, just to get the max. With your seeds, it takes herbs every 75 minutes, your patch will be ready, and every 10 to 15 minutes, I believe, your marigolds will be ready. So it's just best to do your marigolds in with your herbs because it's a lot easier. And you don't have to run back and forth for a little tiny seed. So just do them at the same time, wait about 75 to 80 minutes, and go do another farm run. It's perfect if you're doing Slayer because in between every single task, you can go back. Now, when you're going to Ardy, you can either do the old-fashioned way of running, or the new way of, if you've completed the Ardy Achievement Diary, of using the cape. Now, if you've completed all the easy tasks, I believe you get 1 teleport to the Ardy Farming Patch per day, and if you've completed all the hard or elite, one of those two, I know you can get max per day, so that's also a good tool, but I'm just going to run there because I don't have the cape. So again, it's a good way. You get free super compost, free money, a little bit of XP. You go up every little XP per time. Now in this trip, I've managed to get 30 with a 6 average per herb. Usually I can manage about 40, so that's about 8 average, which with an 8 average you can get up to 250k profit, subtracting the seeds out with snapdragons. Now, to get to the second coconut patch, we're going to take the boat from Ardy to Karamja. Do not get on the cart, but just go right over there to the little coconut tree, loot your coconuts, and you're good. Now, I'm only managing 5 because I came back a little bit early, but it's still good if you still get a little bit early. You're still doing okay. Now, like I said, you're going to want to empty out the coconut, drain the coconut milk into a vial, because that alone sells for about 3K, I believe, because people use it in potions. So make sure you drain out the coconut before you use it in your compost bin. Then you're going to want to use the empty coconut in your compost bin. And the way you break open a coconut is to just use a hammer on it. To get to the next two patches, we're going to use the teleport tree in the northeast of GE. Teleport to the Grand Stronghold first, loot your coconuts, and then we're going to teleport back using the tree to the Tree Gnome Village. You're going to go outside of the gate and follow El Croy. And again, your palm trees never die. Every 6 hours, new coconuts. So it's a great way. It's a one-time thing. Even if you buy the seeds, you're still going to make so much profit off of this. And after we teleport to the next one, you have to complete Morning's End Part 1 to get to the Elfland. So just remember that. So I wish you guys good luck with your farming and hope you make a lot of money. And just remember my coconut tree idea. This is farming, and now you know.